the forces of, this is a dramatic word, it just almost sounds like something you hear in a movie. It's almost embarrassing to repeat it. But they're saying like the forces of evil, literally, simply tired of waiting. And a time is coming where they're able to bring this together, bring this about rather than waiting. And this creates the actual beginning of a war between good and evil, like literally. And it's going to create these following changes that they're about to say right now.
If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe, share button below to get our latest insights, messages from heaven, and wisdom from benevolent beings in the cosmos. If you're serious about growing spiritually, check out our online community, also called Help from Heaven, where we have teaching courses that help you stay connected and learning, evolving, and growing every day. We have weekly meetups. We also record the podcast so you can communicate in real time with us through the chat while we're recording. If you have a question for any of our enlightened beings that we communicate with, that link will be below. Back to the episode. I will kind of leave it up to you to see who wants to come through and what they want to give us today.
Okay. Well, as usual, we'll leave it to Jesus and let
Yeah.
him
Did you do
guide
your
us.
prayer?
I actually just said it before I logged on.
Okay,
So,
perfect. So we
yeah, I
are
said
ready
my
to
special
go.
prayer. Um, we'll see who's coming through. So, this is Jesus, and he's saying today is a day to remember indeed, because it's time show to show everyone a new helper, a new help, a new form or source of help, meaning the Galactic Federation of Light. And there are other people, sources that they are connecting with that already know this. But this quote video, you know, is going to be for those that maybe don't know that yet and need the verification of their wisdom, of their higher level of understanding, and of their ability to foresee accurately. So the Galactic Federation can be given more credence, more credibility, and maybe even more trust, believing or trusting that they're able to know what they say, what they see, able to know what they what they say is truth, is accurate, and that they're able to obtain that information accurately. So, okay, interesting. So, I'm just curious, will we also be speaking to the star beings today, Jesus? No, no. And then we'll discuss self-love after communicating into the Galactic Federation for a bit. He says a prayer before beginning is, Father, we are all here today to connect with each other for the purpose of bringing love and light to the world. Um, all that are here today and all that come today um, to talk or be a part of this quote video are here for that purpose. And also to bring together people um, to create connections for those who are interested in making friends and creating conscious communities and just connecting with other people of like mind and wanting to support each other through life or through these times ahead, and also wanting to be a part of helping in any way we can or supporting the world and humanity in general. And thank you, Father, for for this day of grace, bringing the Galactic Federation of Light to show, this is really strange, but to show the world what they can offer. And that's it. And that's the end of the prayer. Yeah. So, okay. Well, I'm intrigued. I don't know if you are, but I sure am with
I
this.
am. Let's
Okay.
get into it.
All right. So, yes, we're ready, Jesus. And thank you for that. So, is the Galactic Federation of Light here? So, this is Divine Mother coming. So interesting. First, I guess maybe she has something to say first. It is Divine Mother. More good is going to come from this video today than any other as of yet. Not to minimize the value or importance or good from our other videos, of course, but like this is a marked, pivotal, very important, just kind of extra important, I guess, video because it is time to bring more out to be revealed and heard and known. So, okay, well. And is that it? Yeah, so that was Divine Mother. And so now the Galactic Federation is going to come? Yeah, so we are not needing an introduction. So this is them. We are here to get the ball rolling with why we're even here to begin with talking to you. It's been nice moving slowly up to now, but you are ready, meaning the race, our race, humanity. And we, meaning the Galactic Federation, are ready with you. Humanity's ready for being given some sequence of events that are going to happen in March. And after March, when these events take place, it's not to boast or to show the extra knowledge or insight or wisdom that we have. Um, it's so you can trust us more and know we're here, to help. A loving source that wants to help humanity. The only thing needed today is an open mind, and March is the life-changing month for like the world. It's a life-changing month. A time of great loss for many people happens this March, excuse me. And then it's also a time for great wealth for others. It's going to create almost like the opposites, like people with wealth or even moderate finances. So maybe middle class, so to speak, or moderate level of finances, or more on the wealthy side, um, are going to experience a dramatic loss monetarily, financially. And those who are struggling or already in moderate finances or even wealthy, but it's from the bottom all the way up levels, I guess, are going to be changed financially for the better dramatically. And this creates the actual beginning of a war between good and evil, like literally. And it's going to create these following changes that they're about to say right now. Okay, so this quote, financial change, dramatic financial change is going to happen, and it's going to create these following changes, correct? Okay, yes. The first is there's going to be a loss of businesses, jobs, social security benefits, and a great upheaval in the economy globally. There's a lot of chaos and loss and gain. So many people losing and many, many people gaining and going through that experience. And it affects the economy, it affects businesses, it affects jobs, it affects Social Security and governmental support, those sources of finances for some people. The biggest problem with all of this is that everyone's going to be fearful and scattered and confused and angry and upset and They are going to need to make a lot of big changes in their lives. Many are going to have to move or relocate. Many are going to have different jobs, different businesses, loss of businesses, or just all these changes. And this time of like, quote, disarray um, is when the, I'm not going to say that word because I'm not sure it's a word we're allowed to say on YouTube, but who's running the world behind all the governments and everything, supposedly anyway. So that word, like, is going to be getting to the next step of creating an official World War III. And everything changes. It is, the economy changes drastically. And this is when um, all goes haywire, starts to go haywire, and just non orderliness. Um, and that's when the first major massive bomb is the word is detonated. It's an active war bomb, and it's an attack, and it's wow, I just find that so hard to believe, but I guess probably everyone would before that would happen. So it's a is it like a chemical or biological or nuclear? There's different types of bombs, or even just an explosion bomb. Yeah, no, it just says like a nuclear bomb. It gets a war started. And, germ warfare, no, yeah, that's what they say, and it's in a location, not in the United States, but too close for comfort, and it is to, um, create, the last war on Earth, um, so that's interesting that they say that. So they feel that it's going to create the last war on Earth, or like why they word it like that. Um, because they are under the presumption that this is going to be like the last war on Earth, and that they're going to be, quote, the rulers of the world after this. And so there's going to be no more separate countries or other wars going on because they're going to be the rulers of the world. Um, March is the month chosen for this to begin. This happening is not going to enable the president, and so there's that of the United States, be in power anymore, to have any say in anything anymore, or power or influence. This is when the president loses his his power. The United States loses their power, along with the president losing, quote, his power. And the United States falls. It's the time you've been hearing about, and it's not able to be changed. No, it's not meant to be changed. Remember, all of this leads to creating peace on Earth, and destruction is needed to be capable of creating peace on Earth. Weeding out the bad apples, so to speak. That's what they're saying verbatim. This is going to weed out in time, weed out the bad apples, so to speak. The people that are not able to live in peace and harmony on Earth, and just create darkness. So April, you'll all know um, what's going on in the background. Like maybe first, you won't be told in the news or by people. You won't be told what's going on. Everyone's going to be kind of confused, not know what's going on. But when April's here, you'll know exactly what's going on. Yeah, like you'll all know what's going on, and you'll know that the president has lost power. The United States is no longer, the powerhouse that it has been all these decades, the powerhouse of the world. And it's a very vulnerable time for the United States and then also many other countries as a result of this. And then, of course, the people in those countries and really every country, not even just some countries, every country. It's a very vulnerable time for everyone. This is when you'll realize that a government is not the problem, like the Chinese government or US government or the Europe government or the government of Russia or whatever, that's not the problem. I guess that's always what our problem is usually, is a government is a problem, is a threat. But you'll all know it's not a government that's the problem, that there's a force, an entity, a being, a group of people in the background behind the governments that's the real culprit that's creating all of this. And that's when you'll all stop with petty things, petty complaints, petty things, petty problems, pettiness, and start wanting to join together loving acts, loving kind acts and support of each other and for each other and yourselves, and come together in more unison. And you'll all be wanting to relocate from the cities. You'll see clearly how and why this is going to be needed. Know that what you've heard stories about, or maybe things about here and there, about those 15-minute cities or something. What's that term? Yeah, it's that term, like that, is real, and that's what they are wanting to create. And you'll know it's not this country against that country or these people against that people. It's the whole world that's going to want and try to save themselves from a much larger holistic entity, one entity that's behind the whole world. And it's really just one. It's not the countries anymore. It says that word again. That group of people we've heard about that's really running the show in the background. All right. Well, I'll stop for now. And that's a lot to absorb.
All right.
Look,
So they talked about loss and gain opposites. How is one close bomb going to bring down the United States of America and make us not have power? I don't understand.
yeah,
Without directly nuking us. They said it's
yeah.
going to be too close for comfort, basically.
You're going to get hit by a bomb next door. It does affect everyone in America greatly. And it does signify America has lost their president and their power. Mm. Now, you say that's really going to be happening in March. And I know that you're technically might not be considered from the spirit realm, the Galactic Federation. They just might be from another planet or galaxy or whatever.
Yeah,
But I
more
know
physical.
spirit time, sometimes they can be so precise on the timing of something, and sometimes they can say it's going to be happening in a few weeks and it happens a few years later, or we think something's going to be happening within a year and it happens 5 or 10 years. It's hard to like really get timing in the spirit realm because I guess technically there really is no such thing as time. It's hard for me to kind of grasp that. But when you say in March, I mean, do you know that that's going to be happening in March? Or is it something where we've entered a new time or phase, and now sometime coming up in this few or several year phase, this is going to be something that happens or one of the first things? And they just say, April, you'll know. And that's all there is to it. That's what they say. You'll
So it's
know
end of
what's
March.
going on in April. I think it's gonna be happening in March, but we're not gonna be knowing what's going on, I guess, it sounds like from what you say, yeah, it's gonna be a state of chaos and confusion and not having clarity of what's going on here, but it just sounds like a mess, and chaos, and yeah. It's interesting how they said that word, Social Security. They use that exact word, Social Security, so that, that stops. Is
Well, if
it the
there's no
other?
government, there's no government programs, so
Oh, I guess you're right.
but where exactly when they say next door, where will that be? Mexico? Canada?
Oh? They say the Atlantic Ocean. So, is it like in the ocean nearby the United States? Yes. So, it's very close to the US, I guess. Way too close to the US. It really affects
So
the
it
US.
actually doesn't hit us. It just is set off nearby.
Yeah, so it goes off at, like, literally in the ocean. Yeah, exactly.
I thought we
Um,
tested in the ocean because the ocean absorbs a lot of the nuclear, like, blast, so how would that disable us as a country? Just curious.
Natural disaster. It causes a natural disaster, a destruction, a big destruction. And the biggest point to it all is that the president disappears. So it's like, do we think that the president is harmed possibly? Or yes, out of this? Yes, absolutely. And it creates a lot of this is weird alarm systems going off everywhere, and everything is kind of like destroyed or damaged. I feel like there's, water flooding in places. There's electricity going off. It's just a big mess. And people are in states of emergency. You're under attack is the theme here. That someone's attacking us. We're under attack, and it's like, and everyone's in emergency state. And it has affected things on our land, country greatly. And you'll know what's going on in April.
Okay, a few questions rolling in. So, is it gonna be cause like a tsunami on the East Coast? I thought we talked about this going off on the West Coast before, and now it sounds like it's in the Atlantic. So, is it cause like a tsunami type effect in any way?
Funny how they said Atlantic. Funny how they said that specific.
Which is
Um,
closer to DC. I mean, if they're trying to take out our capital, that would make more sense.
they will be doing exactly that. And that's why the president's gone. And that's why the power of the United States has like been completely dismantled. So it's going to greatly affect the New York City location. Is that what? Yes. Um, the entire country, but yes, New York City, because in particular there, because there's people waiting for this moment that are clustered there, conglomerated there, or like
Like sleeper
clustered.
cells.
Goes, yes, yes. And so they come out like flies or whatever you call it.
Is this changed? Has this timeline been sped up? I thought we had, like, till January of next year to get prepared.
Yeah. I
Is
mean,
it because of the Epstein stuff maybe coming
I'm kind
out
of
and
not
all of that?
surprised to hear this because we've been hearing similar things. It sounds like before we had more time, like you said, like maybe things were not going to get to this point until the end of this year. So, yeah, have things sped up? And you asked if the Epstein files things, if that could even,
Yeah, some of that knowledge of that all leaking out and taking over the internet has sped things up because they don't like that.
ah, I wouldn't think something like that could have any
I
effect.
mean, they're a big pedophile network of Satan worshipers who are all at the highest levels of most governments, and probably the quote "they" that we're talking about. So, I don't know, just asking, is that having anything to do why they're being sped up?
No, and then yes, no, and yes. I think kind of, but not necessarily. So I don't know why that's a gray answer. It's in the gray area. Like, there is a desire for speeding things up, on their part. That's true. Not necessarily because of the Epstein files. They do not really care so much about what's said on the news or what they say about he did this or she did that. That's not so very significant, but they are wanting to get things moving because it's a time to not sit back and wait anymore. And, I don't know. It's an opportunity. There's an opportune time, or it's an opportune time, a time to be able to get this done, and it's able to get done. Like period. They're not wanting to wait. I think a lot of things have maybe come together to enable this to happen sooner.
What's going on with the rest of the world
Um,
economically?
they are going to be in fear of what's next, in a state of fear of what's going to happen to us. Um, kind of like waiting, wondering, not knowing. There's going to be a lot of traveling, relocating, moving, changing the course of one's life, changing plans completely. All right, we're going to completely be doing something different with our lives. Yeah. So that being still Galactic Federation, yeah. So that being said, now for the good news.
Let's say, how are we, where's the bonus, the gains on the side? There's a lot of loss going on, but how
Yeah. So,
talk
and
about the
just
gain?
to clarify again, you feel it's like definitely this March? Like, I mean, like you have the timing on
Sounds
that?
like late March,
Like you're
late
able to
April.
know the specific timing this is going to happen, or could that change or vary a little bit on some level, depending on maybe millions of people involved, or the date is set and it is in end of March, and several days will be in a state of confusion of what's going on. And then when April comes, and it is technically the month of April, you'll all know exactly what's going on. And and it's just really life changing. It changes. It's life changing. And now that this initial chaos has been created, and repositioning of power and money changing hands, so to speak. The good, the so-called good, or rightly or righteous, are going to be handed, a lot of them are going to be handed more money, finances, um, and empowered with that. So they have like more ability to move if needed, or take care of themselves if they don't have their job anymore, or business or whatever. And then a lot of others will be kind of weakened, will be weakened, and maybe they're um, um, are generally speaking are they support the forces of evil. They support hate or anger or division, or what we would consider bad things. It's changing hands, so to speak. God is changing, turning things around. And the good news is that, exactly that, that things are going to be turning around instead of just staying stagnant or slowly digressing and devolving as we have been for years now as a race, and getting more dysfunctional and sick and perverted and stress and division and hate and all of that negative stuff. Things are going to be just flip-flopped. And others are going to be given more ability to be in a better position in their life, be in a better place, and be able to better help others. So it, changes, like it just keeps going just like this. It just like changes, turns things around completely. So it sounds strange.
Yeah, can you explain? I don't understand how that would happen unless there's some global currency reset.
Right.
And does that happen before the bomb?
Like the bomb is the first thing that brings all of this about. And this is like this is the like kind of destruction happening, chaos happening, and the repositioning of people. And the people that are repositioning rightly and that have like the resources, more resources to do that with, they're going to be positioning themselves to be in a good place, but then also to be able to help others. So it's really going to be, I guess, shifting. People are going to be shifted. I don't understand it exactly. A lot of people with money will lose it. A lot of people without money will gain it. And they'll be empowered. The others will be disempowered. Those that are empowered are going to be here for a purpose, and their purpose is to help bring more love and light to the world. And so that's going to start to be given some help or some additional help and support, or maybe even the upper hand finally, where it has been the opposite up to now. And then they're going to be able to do more because they have the resources. And then the others might be able to do less because they've lost those resources. So, yeah, it sounds like things, the opposites, maybe are changing.
That's interesting because I just don't understand logistically how that will happen.
Yeah,
But
me neither. Well, interesting.
wild. Okay, so are we gonna lose power lines? Are we gonna lose pipelines? Are we gonna lose any of those
Yes,
sort of
yes, and yes.
resources? Okay. Well, half of us are most of us are not even set up for this yet. Like, how are we gonna like, what about Florida? We have people in Florida, we have people
Yeah,
on the East Coast.
yeah. The entire country is affected, not just any one state. Um, so, we've heard kind of stuff very similar to this, but yeah, we thought it was going to be, I'm
We
just
thought
going
we'd be
back to
set up.
that. We just thought that was going to be the latter part of this year or this next January in about 11 plus months and not like next month.
Not like a couple weeks from now. We are none of us are ready. None
Yeah.
of us are in a
So
location.
like,
None of us have
yeah.
resources to leave.
Yeah.
What are we
So it's
supposed to
Stacy
do?
just asked, like, can you be a little more specific or give us a little more insight as to what has moved things to happen 10 months earlier? And if not the Epstein files, and that has basically virtually nothing to do with it. Okay, you can't know that until April, but you will know that in April.
Who's trying to fill the void of the power structure of the United States then? If they wanna take us down and they wanna enslave us, who's gonna fill the power void? The good guys? Like, how's that happening?
A lack of um power is going to exist for a period of time where there's really no one that's like in power, so to speak, in America. And so what happens to the world then when America's lost its power? Literally, just try to think of that hypothetically. If America loses its power, its president and or power, we'll word it that way. What would happen? A lot of repositioning, changes, chaos, confusion, disorderliness, and now add some physical destruction to it that leaves America in like an emergency state. You already know this is coming. You've already heard that, not even just from us, even other outside sources. It's been heard and seen and foreseen by various people already. This group or us is not the first to talk about this, but yes, it has been speeded up and it is no longer no longer a 10, 11-month away. It's much sooner now. But I just want to ask, but you're not really able to tell us why specifically it's sooner? I guess it, may not necessarily even matter. It is what it is, but we'll know exactly in April. Yes. The forces of, this is a dramatic word. It just almost sounds like something you hear in a movie. It's almost embarrassing to repeat it. But they're saying like the forces of evil, literally, simply tired of waiting. And a time is coming where they're able to bring this together, bring this about rather than waiting 10 months from now or 11 months from now. And yeah, so, well, all I can say is that's interesting.
Okay, question here. When and how would the light workers like us receive our abundance? Like how is that going to happen? So we have to wait for an explosion and then somehow there's a transfer of wealth where evil people lose money, good people gain it somehow.
Yeah, this
I don't
doesn't just quite
understand
make
the
sense to me because, like,
I
we
don't
wouldn't,
understand the mechanics of that, but
yeah, the timing, we just wouldn't be able to protect ourselves or get positioned well in a place that we would, where we would also want to help others. This happens first. Sounds like we'll be in the middle of a disaster or mess or
yeah, yeah.
um you'll be given your money first. That's
Oh,
the
you
whole
didn't say
point
that. You said
here.
okay.
That's the whole point here. You'll be leaving your homes immediately and getting new life together. And it will be a good life for many of you. In fact, a much better life for many of you. Things have been speeded up.
Okay, so now it sounds like the abundance it made it sound like we weren't gonna get abundance till after the bombing, so that was confusing. Because
Well, I
so
guess
are
that
they
means
saying our
the abundance is coming really soon, obviously, since that's coming soon. In the ending of March time, all will be perfect timing because you'll have what you need to position yourselves well, and you'll have the resources needed for that. The good news is that, and that you'll be starting your humanitarian efforts. Interesting words. Humanitarian efforts. Exactly what you want to do, what you're planning on doing, what you've been thinking of doing to help like humanity, right? So everyone would be able to start doing that. And that's the good news, I guess is what they're saying. Yeah, so that's the good news that's coming from this.
okay, is there anything we need to know for guidance in between now and, say, the next 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks?
All we ask of you always, and that's all we've ever asked of you, that's all we've ever wanted of you all or from you all, is to be kind to everyone. We are beings of light. That is love. We do not know anything other than what comes from love. Although we know you well, and that's not applicable. So we see it with us. I guess they can see it by watching us. We are not ignorant. We are of the light. All we've ever wanted or want from you is kindness to each other, kindness to Mother Earth, kindness to animals, kindness to yourselves, each other, Mother Earth, and animals. That's all. But humanity is not able to do that because of their ignorance. Fear was created, and they've been operating from a fear based perception ever since, creating terrible things. And we're here to help you pick up the pieces and put them back together again in lovingness, in harmony, in cohesiveness with God and each other and Mother Earth. And there are other beings of light also that are here waiting, that are going to be assisting as we are to help you pick up the pieces again and put them back together in lovingness and kindness and goodness. So that's what's taking place, an upheaval, destruction, chaos, but changing hands, everything changing, reversing to where then, quote, good people, people that are capable of living in peacefulness and kindness and not wanting to take over the world or other countries and bomb people and cause separation and lower level of consciousness things, actions and behaviors and thinking. March is the month for the changing of how the everything's flowing, changing of how the flow or the current is going in, that's changing. It's all changing in
Like
March,
how
I guess.
power is distributed on the planet, you mean?
Yes, that's well worded, Stacy. Yes, exactly. They go, yes, yes.
Okay. A lot of our comments are coming from people that I want to know specific guidance between now and then based on where they are geographically. Is there something we should be mentally thinking about other than helping and being kind to animals, the earth, each other? Are there things we should be really preparing? I mean, this is weeks. This is
Yeah,
close. I mean, that doesn't give us a lot of time and we don't have the revalue yet. So,
yeah.
any mental preparation headspace we should be in? And then also, like, once we get that money, we'll know exactly where we're going or
Yeah, they just say no
all work.
suggestions. No suggestions. You'll be given what you need. And when you do, you'll do what you want and need to do. And all will be well. This is a time of happiness and joy for creating new life for many. And those who are not helping the world in some way or helping to raise consciousness or the energy vibration on the planet or um, will be disempowered. So if you're not contributing to goodness on this planet, they are going to be the ones that are going to be disempowered. And the ones that are capable or are contributing a level of love and light to the planet are going to be empowered. So it's really going to be a beautiful time to rejoice and celebrate and more joy and higher quality life than maybe ever, I think, for many. And then the other is maybe the opposite, I guess. It will continue, and then they'll continue to be given more good things, more grace, more divine support for those that are continuing to contribute love and light to the world. They'll continue to be supported. That's actually how the universe works. How God, created this earth. What you're giving out, you're getting back. And then those that are continuing to cause the opposite of love, destruction, negativity, hatred, division, separation, quote, evilness, are going to continue to be more disempowered and having lack of helpful support, I guess. So it's really that's really going to start officially taking place more fluidly or more, it sounds.
What about the next month's like event? Is that going to be a huge toll and loss of life, or is it more destruction and flooding?
No, it's more destruction and loss of power and change, a change of power, change of the flow, how everything's flowing and operating, that completely changes in the world. and the US, but also the world. It's everything just that current, how everything's flowing and everyone's doing their normal thing, the world's doing their normal thing, that completely just changes and gets completely discombobulated. And, um, and that's when you all are kind of dismantled and then change your whole purpose, change where you're living, change what you're doing with your life, changing everything, creating a different life, a new life, the and the destruction continues. It's just the beginning. It's the official beginning, and it's more continues on. Maybe more problems or challenges. It's not like a one-time event and then it just kind of settles down eventually. No, it's just going to be a continuation, and it's a several year period of time, and yeah, about 25% to a third of the population remains. It was the 70 to 80% that's gonna be leaving the planet over a several year period of time, and that's what's needed to enable peace on Earth to be created again. So that is the good news, and no damaging each other, hating each other, destroying each other, hurting each other, harming each other. No more division, no more evilness, no more poisoning yourselves and each other, and just all of this, dysfunction. No more on earth. All that's going to go away.
I mean, I get this is supposed to be a time to celebrate and stuff, but I think most of us are coming from a place of we are not ready. And so it is not very exciting because we don't feel like we're prepared.
Yeah, we don't feel ready or prepared, right? I agree. I agree.
I'm a person watching it living in on the East Coast. Is should there be, immediate you need to move, you need to leave, evacuation orders? I mean,
It's hard to explain what everyone's going to be thinking and doing and feeling and experiencing, but we can confidently tell you that um, you all are going to be positioned extraordinarily well, higher, better than you are now by far. But many will also be in that position with you. And they will know exactly what they want to do, where they want to go, and how they want to help each other and the world and humanity. And if they need to think about it, they'll be doing it with the resources they need, the support they need. They'll be making changes and decisions coming from a good place, I guess it sounds like. um, And you'll also be given more definitive guidance from us and Jesus and the star beings as well. But remember, things need to take place. And then, we absorb that or grasp that or digest that and then have that happening in our present. And then we have our own thoughts and decisions in the interim, then we were given more guidance as well, clarity, and I think just clarity comes one step at a time.
and the ways that people will be leaving over the next couple year period of time is not just destruction, but diseases will be coming correct. There'll be
Yes. Yeah, new
what other kind of
infections
ways?
or illnesses coming out, new chemicals being brought out that have never been seen or heard before. And they are living chemicals. That sounds strange. So they're chemicals that are like toxic substances. Is that correct when you say chemical? But it's also living, so it has life. It literally has life. It's a being or a microbe. I mean, it sounds like a microbe combined with a chemical. Yes. It has a hard shell protecting it, and it's very hard to know how to kill it once it's gotten absorbed into the cells, the body's cells. Oh, that's interesting. Well, are you or any others going to be giving us guidance for how to be protected from these infections and illnesses or microbes that are also partly chemicals or something? Sounds like newly created beings, microscopic beings or something. But I guess they probably already do that now. Clearly, already do that now. Yes, we will. And remember, um, when you're in a good energy vibration location, you have an enormous enhancement. It's an enormous supportive that supports health and healing and happiness and spiritual growth and expansion of consciousness and joy and love. Everything is energy. And imagine this being a little puppet, a little doll or a little puppet or something that's living in a war zone with evil all around them, hateful people all around them, people that spit on their face down the street, that harm them or that hit them or that steal from them or wish them ill or others wishing others ill all around them. Just this chaos, scarcity, fear, anger, all this evilness and sickness and dysfunction all around them. Imagine that puppet is fearful, 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 confused, lost, afraid, feeling all alone, even if it's not alone. It's just being like a, what do you call the pinball in a pinball machine? The little ball that just is
Mhm.
just like being just thrown around and tossed around by all this negative energy and negative people and negative circumstances. And then imagine taking that little doll or puppet and placing it in the Garden of Eden, where everyone all around is just filled with love and joy and happiness and peace and harmony. They could never even conjure up a thought about wanting to harm one another or being separate from God and love and goodness and disharmony. There's no such thing as illness. There's no such thing as evilness or hatred. There's just love and delight and joy and happiness and how God made you to be. That puppet is not changed a single thing about itself, but just its environment. And it's so happy. It's so unafraid. It's so filled with joy and light and happiness and love and it's in a state of fearlessness. That's what it's going to be like. Almost. There will be many parts of the world still under all of that negativity, but you're going to be in the areas where there's the smaller sections of peace on earth created and lovingness and kindness and helping and sharing and caring and, love. And then that pocket or area or community of people that are expressing that vibration are it's going to get bigger, and then they're going to create others that do it. And then there's going to be other pockets. And it's basically, those are communities of people, living, spreading love and light and caring and sharing and helping and healing. And then that grows and then it grows and then another community. And then that community gets bigger and it weeds out the darkness and the evilness and the wreckage everywhere else going on. It weeds it out and weeds it out and weeds it out. And that's why destruction is a good thing. Destruction is a part of God's creations in everything. There's always destruction involved. And God's bringing balance to earth again. And that is the good thing that's coming from this. So you all here listening to this now can live life as God intended you to live, loving your lives and loving each other and being united with God in your awareness again. Just goes, yes. So see um, that goodness coming from this short period of time. That's the destruction and the calamity and the changing of everything with how the direction it's been going in and is going in. That's changing now abruptly, starting in March, apparently, that we've just heard today.
I usually love all your messages. I don't love this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Wow.
understand the
Okay.
concepts of community and God wants us to be living a certain way and we're not. We're all just slaves to the man and the bank and just paying our bills and our debts and living life and not really living. So I get it. But what's our assignment for this week? How do we start preparing for this physically, mentally,
Uh,
spiritually?
you'll be given the ability to start preparing for this soon. And until then, know that the energy that you give off, the energy that you vibrate is your protection, is your direct link to God. You have love in your hearts. You have kindness in your hearts. You wish for goodness to each other and the planet. You want God more in your awareness. That's all anyone needs to be brought the support that you need to be safe, protected, well, and guided to a good place and a good everything. If you're in and of and from that energy, that quality of energy, that cannot not happen because that's how God created this universe. Like attracts like. If you're at this energy vibration, you're going to attract experiences, opportunities, connections, people, things that are going to be in alignment with that and supporting that. And it's vice versa. It's always so actually more than ever because God's empowering you like more than ever really with the material needs, the material needs to lift you higher so you have the ability to do more um on a material level that's needed. We live in a material world and there's certain things we need to, um, yeah, have more freedoms and more things that we can do and so forth with more resources and material means. And so I guess just that's all being given. And so it just sounds like all is going perfectly.
We've had comments in our videos that if this is really the Galactic Federation of Light, they would prevent this some way, some form. Like how if you're here in service of humanity, why aren't you stopping this?
Good question. Good question. We cannot stop millions, billions of people doing what they want to do. We cannot make you not do something you want to do. That's not our goal. And we cannot do that anyway. We cannot just come down and force you to do what our will is for you. We want to help support those who want to do good. We want to help support you so you can do that more and better. But people that do not want to do good, we cannot shoot you up and kill you. We are beings of light. We don't operate like that. And that wouldn't fix the problem anyway. You all humans need to be responsible for your world. And God is taking care of those who are not desirous or willing to grow and evolve and become more loving beings. If they don't want that, they will be able to go somewhere other than Earth and continue living in another physical or another location and being given different experiences that they need so they can continue evolving. But not even God itself can force you against your own will.
I get it. Free will. Thank you. Thank you for answering that. It's been a couple comments on our videos on our YouTube channel, so it's just nice to get
Yeah.
that
Good
actually
question,
on
though.
camera
Yeah.
as a response.
Yeah. Very good question.
I get the argument.
Yeah.
So anyway, did they want to wrap up their conclusion or anything else they want to say, the Galactic Federation, on today's video?
Yes. Galactic Federation, anything else that you would like to say? Yes, you're not able to see what we see. We see your past, present, and future already in one shot. It's actually all happening in the present moment, believe it or not. There is no such thing as past, present, and future. It's all happening in the now already. But when you get to the Garden of Eden, you're going to create for yourselves. Your consciousness is going to expand quickly, and you'll see that, oh, you'll see that for yourselves clearly. It's just that you see a tiny section in your vision and you don't see beyond that. There's a whole other existence and world beyond that little scope that you see. See, all of that other world is exists already. We're just not seeing it. We're not aware of it. And so we, meaning the Galactic Federation, we can see all of it. And you just see a tiny little piece, speck of it, or a little scope. But we already see all of it. And you will too. You will too. It's just expanding the consciousness. And when you're weighted down by the high majority of the population on Earth that's suppressing your evolution, it's suppressing your expansion of consciousness. It's suppressing your ability to love more easily, to love yourselves and each other more easily. Your natural nature is greatly inhibited. Your natural nature to just love, to express love is greatly suppressed and inhibited by the majority of the population that's expressing and emitting, they just say evilness, just, negativity and forms of evilness and dysfunction, and hatred and all of that. So imagine how quickly you're going to be able to evolve when all that evilness and negativity, all of that, you could call it bad energy, negative energy influencing us so negatively is not on this planet anymore. You're going to be able to grow so quickly. And peace on earth is going to be attained again. It's going to be experienced again. And you all are the creators of it. You all are helping to create that. Um, and this is a time where you have God's support more than ever, and other divine support, including us, but many other divine beings and divine forces and supporting you, all of you. So just be kind to yourselves and each other. That's all you need. Be kind to yourself and others, and you'll be emitting or expressing kindness energy. And that's all you need to be safe, protected, and well, and staying attuned to God, connected to God. Yes. So,
I think I've heard of one other remote viewer who said she saw a mushroom cloud is her energy update for the next couple months.
do you see a mushroom effect from this quote bomb? Like a mushroom effect from it? Is this the Galactic Federation still? Yes. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. It is not chemical. It's not biological. It's not just an explosion. It is a nuclear bomb. And it means that the world has changed forever. From that time on, everything changes. So, can you give us any more specificity on the location of this quote nuclear bomb? This is a nuclear bomb that goes close to America, way too close, but into the ocean. And it disrupts the sea level. It disrupts land of the United States. It disrupts some of the land, the physical land. And it's the Atlantic Ocean. It's intended to be um, going to the capital.
I did have a question about, I know that ETs have been documented to knock out nuclear planes or missiles silos or sites or the actual missile themselves during the Cold War and stuff. How come they can't intervene and just like technologically take out this weapon? Or they're allowing it because it's God's plan?
They are not allowed to take it out because guess what would happen then? Eventually, humans would create it again, and it would elongate what needs to take place to create peace on earth. It needs to come just as, like, a certain amount of cooperation and responsibility has to be from us. They have stopped some things, though. That being said, they have stopped some things from happening, but they will not just come in and destroy something, or it would not serve humanity in a good way doing that.
I mean, I get it. It just seems like, oh, how come they can intervene in some cases but not others? But there is a greater plan, so we're just gonna go with that. Any last conclusions? That was a long conclusion.
Yeah.
Um,
So anything else you want to say, Galactic Federation, or they just might be gone already? We were just talking to Jesus. Yeah, they are gone. And he's saying self-love, maybe that topic of self-love that he said he was going to talk about. Be kind to yourselves and each other. Um, Throughout the day, try to maintain or sustain this energy level or energy quality of energy, this feeling, this state of emotion of just always being in that, coming from that place of feeling just kindness to yourselves and each other, to yourselves and each other, to all, every stranger on the street, every animal, every person, every family member, every friend, every so-called even enemy, just kindness. They've done, experimental nuclear bombs many times
yeah,
already.
for
And
20 years,
yeah,
but
and stuff. So
didn't
what does that
destroy
mean
the
exactly? I mean, can you kind of just really Jesus, like, let us know what they're talking about, this nuclear bomb. Is it really nuclear, this bomb in a month or so, Jesus, that the Galactic Federation said? And he goes, yes, yes. And it is a huge nuclear it is a huge, he says the word huge, not even big, but huge. Huge Clear huge nuclear disaster. Um, it creates sinkholes, massive sinkholes, many of them under the ocean. It almost tilts Earth. It almost changes I don't know, like it changes the global underneath significantly. And then that, like, tips something over, like, on some level. And it is coming sooner because there's a need to get this the beginning of this destruction and chaos created instead of it being later, because massive no many spirits no many they're spiritual beings, so they are spirit in form or nature, spiritual beings, so non-physical, And they are being born, so to speak. And they are all like from the evil side, evil. They're being created. Wow, this is strange. Like they're being created by, I think, cheese or something. These are like little creating little evil beings, but they're just instead of like physical. Imagine if we created robots to help us do our job here, help us do what we wanted to do. We already do that now. There's some entities out there that are creating lots and many, 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 many evil beings that want to create havoc and evilness. And I think they're small little beings. They're not big, whatever that
So they're like
means.
being manufactured?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. They are spiritual. You
They're
will not see
spiritual.
them, but they are going to they're going to get a hold of loving people and take them down energetically. And so it's a good thing to move things along quicker. It's actually protecting and helping us or loving people because these evil beings are going to go around and maybe attach to people or influence them in some way and create insanity, make them go crazy or make them go sick or make them really go downhill. And so as a result of that, we've speeded things up. That is crazy.
Who is
That's a whole
manufacturing
nother
these?
topic. That's a whole
Yeah,
nother
that's a whole
video. Oh
other
my
topic, a
god.
whole other topic. But wait, who's manufacturing these? I just need another
Yeah,
bad spiritual
because
entity?
I feel it's beings. This is, there's like, how like the Anunnaki created the human being race?
Yeah.
Well, there's some kind of beings out there that are creating these evil beings and they're intended to be like little soldiers that are out to kill us, or take us down. And who are these who's creating these beings? A dark force that is part of Satan's work. Period. A dark force. So are they ET? Are they other ETs? Are they other beings? They're just spiritual beings that are evil and evil in nature. Like absolutely, there are many different types of like evil or low energy vibration beings. Just like there's a lot that are divine and all loving. But they are being like born. They're like creating them, and a bunch are going to be like coming out at once.
My God, this is
Is that
getting wild.
serious? Yeah. Yes. They are doing what they need to do to win the war, so to speak. And so they're creating these, little mini evil
Soldiers,
beings. Yeah, little spiritual soldiers that are
minions.
evil. And yeah, so they're non-physical, but boy, I feel like millions and millions and millions are coming out, or many thousands or something. And they're going to start scouting out people that have some light left or goodness or something and try to like negatively take them down, negatively influence them. And so wow.
All right, on that note, we're going to call that a day. Woo! But that is true. It just is crazy, like how deep the battle goes, you
Boy,
know?
what a great point. Light and dark have always been at war. We live in a duality existence here on Earth that, there's good and bad, there's hot and cold, there's love and fear, there's evil and goodness. And that's how it's always been. And so that's a good point. There's always evil beings, physical and
Yeah.
non physical, and vice versa. And even the Bible talks all about it. I mean, there's fallen angels, there's demonic beings, there's the Satan and
Giants,
other evil
Nephilim.
beings that follow Satan, and there's human beings that follow Satan and
Yeah.
evilness.
Wild.
Yeah, so it's a good point. It's always been a war between good and evil and good, and so it's weird.
Yeah, we're gonna protect our light, guys. We got little minions being created take us down. That's wild. Whew. Okay. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for comments. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for your cheering us on. Thank you for your guidance. Thanks, everybody.